Well, we're talking about the fuel supply situation. What is it like where you're currently at? Here in Abuja, it did look like the fuel queues were thinning out, but again this morning it does look like they're back. What is the situation this morning? Or to give us an idea of what could be happening at the retail outlets, we have with us this morning Mr. Billy Gillis Harry, who is the National President, PETROAN, as a Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria. Right, a mouthful. But just say PETROAN.
Good
You're
morning.
welcome this morning.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Nigerians.
What's going on? Is this petrol queue going to disappear, or what is causing the queues this time around?
Well, I can tell you on a very strong note of authority, and exactly by my own personal investigations and observations and monitoring, that the queues are going to go shortly.
Why haven't they gone?
Well, you know, once there is a little hiccup in the system, to get it right, you have to really have more hands on deck. And that is what we, as an association, have, impressed on NNPC, PPMC, the authority, the securities, especially the civil defense that is actually working so hard to make sure that there is order and there is discipline. And the authorities so far have responded, and they're responding very well too.
Give us a brief. Last year, I'm begging pardon, last week, it does feel like it was last year, but last week we were told that, 2 weeks ago, we were told that, there was a supply glitch, something happened with the petrol, adulterated petrol.
Yes.
And we understood that it was going to mop up the adulterated fuel,
Yes.
and then to supply cleaner fuel to Nigerians.
Yes.
We understood that was going to take, some logistics. And we understood that that already caused a hiccup in the system. We saw just what happened last week, that things were a bit tight. In fact, it got rather desperate for a lot of Nigerians, some of whom had to patronize the black market, as it were. But this is where we are now. Today is Tuesday, and we thought that by now, we saw it start to ease up by the weekend, and we thought by today they ought to have disappeared. But that is not the situation as we speak here in Abuja. On my way to work this morning, it seemed that the queues were back. That's what it looked like. So can you tell us what happened from the weekend till now?
Well, first of all, let me take the physical monitoring that I did myself with my team. And we have almost 1,000 of our members outside at a special team going around, trying to make sure that our members don't have any temptation of keeping fuel in their outlets. And that has worked very well because, the monkey said it can only vouch for the baby before it, not even the one at the back. So it's easy for anybody to just, get out of little order. But the authority is doing a good job in ensuring that they have all their men out in every state, monitoring streets, depots, retail outlets. The state governments have also come in with the ministries of energy, and that is also helping because you need a lot of hands to make this work. We as retail outlet owners, you know that we are the most hit because we are the last mile in the distribution chain. So we are careful to ensure that the public is adequately informed and they know exactly what's going on. For instance, today, the authority, immediately they finished testing a particular shipment, they even reach out to the marketers and us, the retail outlet owners, to let us know what's going on. And that is a big plus for the Farouk-led authority. Also, the Melek-led NNPC and the PPMC MD, they are all doing a good job. The security agencies, especially the civil defense and the police, are very, very effective in ensuring that distribution is not in any way hampered. So what has happened is simple.
When did their effectiveness? Well, maybe we should pose those questions to them. But we did see.
No, but I at my age today, I should just only say what is correct, because I don't have anybody to sycophant to. But we are all anxious that Nigeria should get out of this situation. So we are doing the most and the best that we can do to ensure that all hands on deck. You heard the minister calling for everybody, including citizens, to make sure that they join hands and make sure that this queue is over. Now, how does queue build up? That is a retail outlet that has just been supplied 140,000 or 45,000, 30,000 liters truck. And then you just suddenly see so many vehicles just blocking even the entrance. This is one of the critical reasons why the queues are not going. Because if there is fuel and there is a straight line and everybody is taking their turns without cars coming in the front to enter into the retail outlet and cause obstruction, it will help in making sure that the distribution flow works effortlessly. Some people will come out from the out gates, which is wrong, which is completely wrong. Because once you block the out gate, vehicles inside cannot come in.
Which is basically why I asked you, when did the police set in? Because right here in Abuja, from the stations that we monitored, there was a lot of indiscipline. And this is something that we can predict oftentimes. The question is, you know, do the people who, when this kind of situation arises, do they also foresee this sort of situation and try to forestall it, knowing that there will be those who would, you know, exhibit strong marks of indiscipline and try to restore some order at the filling stations?
Well, I will not speak for them, but I can only tell you what I know, because I know for sure, especially the civil defense, they are working in every opportunity they are given. Right now, if you go to the depots, the loading arrangements as supervised by the civil defense is very efficient. The police, the DSS, everybody is ensuring that when vehicles are to be loaded, they load at the right time, the authority gives approval, and then products are moved out immediately. What we're asking is we need to fast track it. We need to speed in the process. We need to get more hours to work. Retail outlet owners are also, you know, encouraged to please stay beyond the 6 o'clock time.
So let me ask you,
yes.
I'm sure there'll be challenges for that, but let me ask you if the NNPC retail outlets, are they a part of PETROAN as well? Those
well, some of them are. Yeah. And of course they should be. They should be, because so long as you're a retail outlet, you're ordinarily supposed to benefit from the services provided by PETROAN. So some of the stations are, and then we do hope that the ones that are members, of course, you see the PETROAN logo in the station. Okay. And that is how you know that this is a registered card-carrying member of PETROAN that is following the rules and the orders given by the National Executive Council of PETROAN. And it's working very well.
I asked that question. Yes. Yeah, because the NNPC, when Mr. Farouk was briefing about what should happen to try and ease the situation, he did say that they have asked NNPC retail outlets to start 24 hours, not just loading, but also retail as well. Yes. To customers. Yes. Would you not know if that eventually happened?
Well, it's easy to give the instruction and hopefully expect that it should be obeyed, but there's quite a lot of hiccups in loading petroleum products, as you can imagine. There will be the need to make sure that payments are made efficiently, because you just cannot take products out without paying for it. Payments are made, products are scheduled, the loading batches are created. What they've done now that we know as retail outlets is that they are fast-tracking. Something that ordinarily should take maybe like 2 days to do, they are trying to crunch it down to doing it in 4 or 5 hours. And that's commendable. So I really commend the efforts put by the authority, put by the NNPC, put by the PPMC, the security agencies, in trying to make sure. What we're asking is please do more so that we can clear out this backlog of vehicles that are there, and call directly to us, in PETROAN, and tell us, look, we have products and so just like what we found out yesterday, that we are being called directly to let us know, look, we're going to give product to this area, so that we can see that they're also doing their own due diligence, where they see a lot of queues. They want to make sure that that is taken. So there's a lot of creative ways that is coming in to make sure that this whole process is ameliorated and taken care of.
Let me flip this to Lagos. I understand my colleagues have questions for you. Gentlemen.
Well, great to speak with you again, Doctor. I recall the last time we had the conversation, it was, right in the smack of this. And from the talk we had, the Ip-Man head was also here. It sounded as though this was going to end in a few days. And if there's anything, I think Lagos is probably feeling the heat more than Abuja, even though that's arguable. But I know that a lot of filling stations have challenges, and sometimes it's good to also hear their side of the story, because what an average person thinks is they're hoarding the fuel. They don't want to sell. They're trying to, make gains. But it's good to get the side of their story. So there talks about challenges lifting this product. Is it challenging? At what cost are they lifting it? Because I've heard some say, well, we're lifting it at 165, so how much do you expect us to sell in the first place? So is that something that is rampant?
Well, I can tell you right away that that is very true, because most retail outlets are not getting directly from NNPC, as you can tell. There are, other methods by which petroleum product is distributed through the retail outlets. We buy from NNPC. Anybody that is actually buying directly from NNPC is expected to sell at 165. But if you're going to buy products from third parties, like the depots that have, bulk allocations, the price is going to be different. And we have actually called on the authority to ensure that they give us, a better environment, that the depot owners and the depots themselves cooperate with us. And I think that is already coming on, so I don't think that it's going to take a long time for that to also fizzle out. But right now, the reason why most retail outlets are selling far above the 165 is just the problem that you have explained, and that is the truth. So we are hoping and calling on the government to ensure that more products are given directly to the marketers and the retail outlets, and so that we can sell at 165.
So you're saying that this can only be solved by government. Am I right?
Well, the reality is that, let me take that. The reality is that if I buy petroleum product at 165, I cannot sell at 165 because there's logistic costs. If I buy at 159, as it's supposed to be, I'm duty bound to sell at 165. And we indeed insist, that we should all buy at the price that PPMC has published, so that way we can sell exactly at 165.
Is that to say that the NNPC is also, I don't know what word, for want of a better word, making money from those who pass this fuel to the depots? Because one is wondering if the reality is known to the NNPC, for instance, that, if they sell it higher to the depots, to the private depots, it's only natural that they sell higher. So what kind of conversation, in your opinion, is going on between the NNPC and these private depots?
Well, we are not, well, a few of us are also private depot owners, but so far, some of our members, some PETROAN members who are private depot owners are not selling us at a higher price. So we are hoping, that all the depots will also do the same thing. But you see, it's a matter of economics and pricing. So which somehow we need to, pay attention to from the templates of the pricing, what goes to the depots. Of course, as always, by the time it comes out, it will be much expensive. So that is just the reality. But if there is a way for us to be able to get this product directly from PPMC and from the depots, which also carries some of the PPMC products directly, we should be able to sell exactly at 165.
How are we proceeding now? I mean, what is the guarantee? Is there a conversation around price? Could that also be forcing the hoarding by your members? This issue of pricing, if we're not agreed that there should be an increment, because the official rate we know is still 165.
Well, You see, it's good for us to be honest. All right? If I buy a petroleum product at 165, I'm not going to sell at 165. So that is a clear case, and I make that case for my members. So I would like my members to be buying product at 158, 59. So it makes it easy for us to be able to keep that price regime. The pricing template has different, values, and those are some of the things we are doing as an association. We're trying to reach out to all our senior sister organizations, and they are all willing. Everybody is willing to make sure that Nigeria don't suffer. But if they bought at a certain price, they will also not sell at a loss. So these things must be discussed very transparently. And that is why we have always advocated for deregulation.
While the discussion is going on, what should be happening?
Well, what is going to happen is, as I speak to you today, I'm very much aware of the authorities' insistence that everybody must buy product at the PPMC price and must sell at 165. And the authority is ready to enforce that. So we, as retail outlets, we are in support of that. And we really want that to be the case. For instance, today, I have over 1,000 retail outlets that have, shown willingness and ability to pay for petroleum products. So if we are called to say, send these people, they all bulk purchase agreement holders with PPMC, and they also the authority licensed petroleum storage and sales companies. So if we have that speed, nobody is going to say that he bought product from anybody, a third party. From a third party. He must sell at the price. And for instance, yesterday, some of our members who sold above the price, we as an association held them accountable. We got the authority to wade in and ensure that they are kept, they are made to sit up. Yeah, that is what we can do as patriotic organization. But we actually need much more conversation around this and get it going. But these issues, as it comes up, it only whips up some values that we should be able to address. And we believe that the authorities, the NNPC, the PPMC, even the security agencies understand that Nigerians don't need to suffer. Because petrol is a very critical, input into growing this economy. So it's very, very important that we try to get it right at all times.
Well, we'll certainly keep in touch with you in the days to come, especially as we continue to monitor what the situation is at the retail outlets. But we have to thank you very much for coming on this morning. Mr. Billy Gillis Harry is the National President, Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, PETROAN. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much. Gillis, I like the name, but my name is Gillis. Gillis Harry.
My apologies for that.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. This morning we have to take a break and we'll be back shortly to discuss something else. Please stay with us.